Welcome to the movie. Let's continue the journey with Thor. 2 years after the Battle of Sokovia, Thor is being captured by the fire demon Surtur in Muspelheim, and Surtur reveals that Asgard's Ragnarok apocalypse is imminent. Once he puts his crown into the eternal flame, Asgard will perish. Thor defeats Surtur, takes his crown, and claims to have stopped Ragnarok. After trying for a while to call Heimdall to open the Bifrost Gate, the gate opened to bring him back. It turned out that Heimdall was missing, replacing the gatekeeper position as Scourge. Returning to Asgard after many years, Thor is informed that Heimdall has been declared treason and is on the run. Thor immediately went to find Odin, who was watching a play about Loki's brave death. Thor sees through Odin's hypocrisy and forces Loki to reveal his true form. After taking the crown of Surtur, Thor was brought to Earth by his spoiled brother to find Odin, but unfortunately the place was demolished. Suddenly a magical portal opens and Loki disappears, leaving only a piece of paper. Thor goes there to find Doctor Strange. Strange asked Thor why he brought Loki back to Earth. Thor explains that they want to find Odin, and will immediately leave as soon as they find him. Strange pulled a strand of Thor's hair and combined with some spells, found Odin's location in Norway. Before leaving, Thor wanted Strange to bring Loki back. Thor and Loki find Odin, who says that it took some time to get rid of Loki's spell, but he doesn't have much time left now. In the final minutes, Odin confesses that he has a firstborn daughter named Hela. She will be freed after Odin is gone, and is extremely powerful while on Asgard. Odin also tells his sons that he loves them, then dissipates into a stream of energy. Thor gets angry at Loki, blaming him for Odin's death. However, all thoughts were put aside when a black hole formed. Hela appeared. Thor immediately swung the legendary hammer Mjolnir but was stopped, and smashed it with great ease. Hela also summons weapons from the air to prepare to attack. Loki saw this, called the Bifrost Gate open, and fled. However, Hela also caught up with them, attacking Loki and Thor both being thrown off the bridge. Volstagg and Fandral were waiting inside the Bifrost Dome, killed instantly upon Hela's return. Scourge fell to his knees and was spared by Hela, becoming her henchman. Meanwhile Thor is thrown off the bridge, crashing onto a trash planet called Sakaar, from which garbage and debris from other worlds fall. Thor was found by the scavengers. Due to the absence of Mjolnir, he was quickly captured by them. But just then a ship landed, and from inside came a drunken girl claiming Thor was hers. She steers the ship and shoots all the bandits. Thor thanks, but is immediately electrocuted, unconscious, and brought aboard. Meanwhile in Asgard, the Asgardian army led by Hogun gathers to stop Hela. She announces the deaths of Odin and the other princes, asking Asard to recognize her as the new queen. Hogun and the soldiers refused, leading to a heated battle. Hela uses unparalleled strength, summoning an endless arsenal of swords and spears to destroy all soldiers. She took the throne, destroying the royal mural to reveal the original image hidden behind. Revealing the past, Hela once fought to create the Asgard Empire. But seeing Hela's ambition, Odin imprisoned her. Then he became the ruler of the kingdom and kept the peace. Hela broke into Odin's vault, using eternal flames to revive the undead, along with the wolf Fenris. Meanwhile, Heimdall sneaks in and steals the sword, rendering Bifrost useless. Hela will not be able to proceed with the conquest of the kingdoms. She begins to track down Heimdall to get the sword back. Thor is awakened by a three-dimensional presentation of Sakaar and the Grandmaster. Grandmaster pays the drunk woman. She takes Thor to cell. The Grandmaster said that if Thor wants to get out of here, he must defeat the champion. At the same time, Thor discovers that Loki is integrating quite well here. Thor was put in a gladiator cell last week. He met Korg and Meek. Korg claimed that no one had ever escaped or defeated this champion. Thor was choosing weapons. He met up with him again. Who threw himself in here and realized she was also an Asgardian. But before he could say anything he was forced to go to the arena. It turned out that the champion was Hulk. Thor was delighted. Tried to talk but the Hulk attacked Thor repeatedly, so he had to fight back. Hulk thrashed him the same way he did to Loki before. While Thor was about to die, he saw the image of his father causing his strength to increase. Thor started turning around to feed the Hulk, when the Grand Master shocked Thor into unconsciousness, by activating the disc around his neck. Woke up in a luxurious place with Hulk. He convinces Hulk to call for his Valkyrie to come. Then steal the electric shock control device and remove the disc from the neck. He immediately broke out of the cell to return to Asgard to stop his sister. Thor finds the Quinjet that brought Hulk to Sakaar, but Hulk chases it and destroys it because he doesn't want Thor to leave. Thor accidentally activates a recording of Natasha that causes Hulk to transform back into Bruce Banner. The Grandmaster orders Valkyrie and Loki to track down Thor and Banner. She defeated Loki, after he made her see herself and her sisters fall into the hands of Hela. She was the only survivor, so she drank alcohol to forget the suffering. Also recalling these memories, Valkyrie searches for Thor and Banner decides to help, taking him to Loki. Loki doesn't want to be trapped in Sakaar, telling Thor he has the Grandmaster's security code. Valkyrie goes to the cell, gives Korg and Meek weapons to start a rebellion. Distract Thor and Loki to steal the Grandmaster's ship. Back in Asgard, Scourge threatened the civilians and asked them to reveal the location of the sword. Meanwhile, Thor pretends that Loki is dying and throws him into the soldiers. As the two prepare to board the spaceship, Loki once again intends to betray him. But Thor had anticipated this. He had already attached the disc to Loki's back and shocked him with electricity. Leave the controller nearby and get on the spaceship to leave. Korg then arrives with a group of gladiators who turn off their controls, and Loki takes over the leadership of the group and joins them in stealing a large ship. Thor and Valkyrie easily defeated the warships, and then flew with Banner into the black hole to Asgard. While Thor confronts Hela at the throne, Heimdall tries to lead the people to escape through Bifrost. However, they were stopped from behind by the undead army, and the wolf Fenris. Seeing this, Banner jumped off the ship in time to transform into Hulk to fight Fenris. The two struggled to fall, but the Hulk was lucky to hold on. While the commoners were fighting the undead, before Heimdall died at their hands, Loki arrived with Korg, Meek and his allies to buy time to let the refugees board. Thor fights tenaciously but is no match for Hela. He was even cut in the right eye by her. As she was about to finish Thor, he once again saw an image of his father, Thor saying he couldn't defeat Hela, but Odin reminded Thor that his strength was greater than he had ever been. With all his strength, Thor called thunder and struck Hela with a powerful bolt of lightning. He then flew down to fight with Loki and Valkyrie. Used his thunder god power to defeat Hela's army. Once all the villagers had boarded the ship, the three faced Hela on the Bifrost. Knowing that it is impossible to defeat Hela because she is too strong on Asgard. So Loki went to Odin's vault and placed Surtur's crown in the eternal fire, causing Surtur to be reborn in a giant form. Thor takes advantage of the distraction, the form of a thunderbolt causing Hela to fall off the bridge. Hulk jumped up to attack Surtur and was thrown down like an ant. Hulk stopped the fight and took Thor and Valkyrie to jump on the ship to escape. Hela suddenly emerged from the water and attacked Surtur but to no avail. He thrust a sword deep into the heart of Asgard, destroy the entire area. Now Thor understood the prophecy of Ragnarok, that the destruction of Asgard was inevitable. But Asgard still exists. Thor begins to put on an eye patch, thanks Loki for his return, and the brothers eventually reconcile. Thor then sits on the chair that represents himself as the king of Asgard. He decided they would all make their way to Earth. Loki asks Thor if he is welcome on Earth. Thor made sure of it, but shortly after, a much larger ship appeared behind them.